Hey guys, Blackjack VA here, and I've got one word. Well. Alright, that's not in the video, guys. Thanks for watching. I'm just kidding. I just got the opportunity to ride Jolly Rancher Remix and Mixed flavored by Jolly Ranchers, and they are amazing, guys. So in this video, I'm going to review them and tell you my thoughts and everything you need to know about them. Alright, well, I'm going to stop wasting time, so with that out of the way, let's get into it. Alright, so first I want to talk about Jolly Rancher Remix, since that's probably mainly what you're here for. So first, the queue. The queue has no theming at all. It's just a few switchbacks. And since this queue is pretty short, I could totally see it on opening day, and maybe even that first opening week, the line stretching all the way to Mixed, and maybe even Moe's. Because the queue is pretty short. They don't have much room to work with. Well, yes, the queue doesn't have any theming. The station is amazing, and actually has some pretty decent theming. So there are Jolly Rancher candies on the roof, and there are rainbow LED lights. And the Jolly Rancher candies will change their colors depending on which candy you get. Okay, so real quick, I'm just going to explain candies so you understand, because I'm going to be talking about that more in the video. So, Jolly Rancher Remix has 5 different candies: blue raspberry, cherry, green apple, watermelon, and grape. And it will choose a random one of the 5 for every ride. And whatever candy it is will give you sort of a different ride experience. You're not going to go into an entirely different track and have an entirely different layout if you get blue raspberry instead of getting green apple or something. But you do get some nice little changes. The music will change, and by the way, the music on every single one of them is amazing, but the music is extremely loud. I've heard you can hear it all the way at Fahrenheit, and I believe it. And the other change you get is in the flavor tunnel. The smell, what you smell, will smell whatever that candy is. Gosh, I just said smell so many times. Alright, so now let's talk about which row you should go in. I think you should go in the front, no question. The back is pretty rough. I tried out quite a few of the rows on this, and the front is butter smooth. It's amazing. However, the back is pretty rough, and I don't care how the first drop is bigger and everything. Just go front. Trust me. The back is a little bit painful with how rough it is. But the front, again, I was so surprised. It is butter smooth, the front. And it's amazing. So first, you go into the first lift hill. The lift hill plays the very loud music, but it's always nice to listen to. Unfortunately, though, when you try to talk to someone on the lift hill, you can't really hear them, or they can't hear you, because the music is so loud. But it's okay. Then you drop. The drop is pretty good. It doesn't really pull any forces or even really give you the stomach drop feeling, but it's fun. Then you enter the station before you head into a Cobra Roll. The Cobra Roll can pull a few G's, which is nice, and again in the front it's very smooth. However, in the back it is kind of rough. Then you head to the flavor tunnel, and the flavor tunnel, well, it's a little bit overwhelming almost. It still works well. And it's a lot of fun. A lot of people have said how there's a crazy head chopper on it. I didn't feel it. I am also kind of immune to head choppers, so that's probably why, but I did not feel it personally. But I have heard that for a lot of people it is an incredible head chopper. In the tunnel, you can't see anything because there's so much fog, and I do kind of like it. Also, the smells, for the most part, are great, except for watermelon, which unfortunately I got 3 times. I got 7 rides on this, and I experienced 4 out of the 5 candies, and 3 of those rides were watermelon, which is my least favorite, because it smells so bad, guys. If you get watermelon, I'd recommend covering your nose, honestly. It smells so bad. But let's get out of the negative. Then you head into a nice vertical loop, which is fun and pulls a few G's. Then you head to the lift hill and drop backwards. Now this is when all chaos ensues. Again, the drop is pretty nice. And then you head through the vertical loop, which pulls some crazy G's. Then you head into the flavor tunnel again, and it makes the same noises, it has the smells, the fog and everything. But this time it's kind of overwhelming, and also I found myself on one of my rides almost blacking out on how intense it was. I just had the slightest bit of vision left. It is so intense, guys, this. Now, it might have been because this was on, like, my 5th ride in a row. Yeah, so that might have been why. But it's probably just that it's so intense, guys. Trust me. The pull-out when you're going backwards into the Cobra Loop, and, when you're going through the flavor tunnel, is so intense, and I nearly blacked out, and it's awesome. Then you head to the Cobra Roll, which is pretty nice before you head back into the station. Overall, this ride was great. It was a ton of fun, and I enjoyed every ride I had on it, even my back row ride. Yeah, so there isn't really too much to talk about, because at the end of the day, it's a boomerang. The best way to describe it is a boomerang with theming. It's a ton of fun, guys. I would definitely recommend getting multiple rides on this if you can, because it's probably going to end up having very long waits. But if you can, at least get 2 rides on this, because you want to try out the different flavors. Alright, now let's talk about mixed. This really surprised me. I was expecting it to be very good, but I was expecting it to probably be like the 3rd best flat ride at Hershey. I was expecting like the Claw and the Reese's Tower to beat up. But I was proven wrong. This is my favorite flat ride at Hershey, guys. It's so much fun. Now, during this King Size Season Pass holder preview, both of the rides were walk-on the entire day, so I was able to get quite a few rides on Remix. However, I did only get 1 run in Mixed, but I was okay with that because you technically do it twice in 1 ride, which is pretty awesome. So first, let's talk about the queue. The queue, again, no theming at all, but you do get pretty close to Mixed. Now, of course, the best part, the actual ride itself. First of all, I've heard some complaints about how big and how uncomfortable the restraint is and stuff. It's so big and everything. I personally had no problem with it. It's not like you're gonna bang your head into it or anything, and it wasn't too bad. It gave some airtime room, and I actually didn't find it too bad. Now, if it was on like a roller coaster, then it would probably be pretty bad. But since it's just on a family ride, I think it works well. When you first start out the ride, you go up a little bit and you spin around, giving some nice views of Hershey. And then you start doing some slow spins. I'm just gonna call them that. You don't like spin, left to right. It's more vertically, And I was expecting these spin the entire ride to give very good near misses. And trust me, guys, don't go in thinking you're gonna get a good near miss. It looks like it when you're watching the ride, but trust me, you don't even really see the car. There is no near misses, trust me, guys. Don't expect it, because that was something that did kind of make me a little bit disappointed, so just don't expect near misses, and I'm sure you'll like it a little bit more. So you start off with the first few turns, and they give great weightlessness. They are, they're amazing, I'd say, but they're not as good as the turns in the middle and end of the ride. Or spins, or whatever you want to call them. The spins, turns, whatever, in the middle and end, give great pops of floater every single time you go up. And it's just so much fun. Especially since this ride is probably around 2 minutes in length. So you just keep getting constant floater pops, and It's so much fun, guys. Trust me. Just put your hands up on it, and it's so much fun. Then you get stopped at the top, and you get a very nice view. I was pretty lucky and ended up being facing right towards the Cobra Roll, so I got some very nice shots of Jolly Rancher Remix going through the Cobra Roll and everything. So that was pretty nice. But also, I'm sure if you were facing any other way, you just get some very nice views of Hershey. And if you're facing like the left, you'll get some nice views of Storm Runner. It's very nice, this part. And during this part, it's the next train, or not the next train, the next people boarding. So you end up being stuck up there for around 4 minutes. Because unfortunately, the odds for these rides, both of them, were really not that good. They were like 2-minute dispatches on Remix, and around 4-minute dispatches on Mixed. But I'm okay with the Mixed taking forever because you get so much time to take in the amazing view. Once the people have boarded, you go through it a second time, again for another 2 minutes. Then it stops. The other people are at the top. They get the nice view, and you get off. And then the other people go again, and then stop. Other people board, and so overall, like, let's say the operations were 2 minutes each. That means you're getting around 6 minutes of a ride experience. And that is amazing, guys. It's so much fun the whole time. So I would definitely recommend this ride. Like, even if it's an hour wait, it might just be worth it because you get like 6 minutes of experience. Now, I'd probably rather go do maybe like a coaster like Sky Rush, Storm Runner in that time. But if you've got some time to waste, I would definitely recommend doing this. This I'm probably gonna try doing at least 2 to 3 times a month, which may not sound like a lot, but that's because it's gonna have such long waits. But I think it's gonna be worth an hour wait, guys, because you get such a long ride experience. So overall, guys, these new additions to the park are amazing. They give such good experiences, and I'm so excited to ride them more. I would definitely recommend coming to Hershey as soon as possible to get on these. But I definitely would not recommend going, if you only have 1 day to ride these, I would definitely not recommend going like in the first month of it opening, because at least during that first month, I think it's going to consistently have 3 to 4 hour waits, because both of these rides have terrible capacity, and they're going to end up being like a GP magnet for a while. Though, I do think in the next year or two, it's going to go back to being a little bit dead. Like, I think it's probably going to average maybe around a 30-minute wait just after a year or two, because it's going to be this year. People are all hyped about it, because, it's a new ride, sort of, and Mixed is a new ride. So people are going to be all hyped. And I think Jolly Rancher Remix is probably going to wear off in the next year or two, to the point where it only has like 30-minute waits, which is still better than Sidewinder did. I think Mixed will probably be extremely popular for the next 3 years, maybe. It's probably going to be averaging very long waits, like 3 to 4 hours probably. But in the next 4 to 5 years, I don't see it having too long waits. I'm not saying wait 4 to 5 years to ride these though, because I would definitely recommend getting on these soon, because they are so much fun, guys. Trust me, you're gonna love them. And if you're scared of like doing a boomerang because they're rough, or if you're they're rough, trust me, guys. Ride Jolly Rancher Remix in the fun, and you'll see it is glossy smooth, and it's a lot of fun. So overall, I would give these rides, I'd probably give Jolly Rancher Remix an 8 or 9 out of 10, and Mixed I would give deserves a 10 out of 10, honestly. These rides are so good, as you just heard. So, definitely ride these. Alright, well, that is the end of this video, guys. If you liked it, make sure to subscribe, and comment down below your thoughts on them, or any video ideas in the comments. Also, I want to give a shout out to Sky Guy R12 Turn. He was the first person to comment how many times I said airtime in the Lightning Rod review, so make sure to go check out his channel and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye.